Welcome to the Bus Simulator 21. I fucked that up because, anyways, I was gonna play the bus and I was like, you know what? I've already covered the other map, the European map. I forget the name off the top of my head. Let's go ahead and take a look at Angel Shores, but I'm playing in, sandbox mode. So we're at the, bottom right of the map. I'm half asleep here. And our route that we've got is just kind of really effing wild. It makes no sense. And the whole point of this video is just so simple. It's to showcase one of my favorite buses for some very OCD, superficial reasons. I burnt the red light. That's okay. Well, I didn't technically burn it. It's still very much lit up. Stand back. I know redheads are feisty, but... So this is one of my favorite buses, the Grand West, I think it is. Let's take a look at it. Yeah, the Grande West or whatever. What I really like about it, in case you're wondering, is just the way that I can see inside the bus properly. What I mean by that is the steering wheel is just really, really nice. Am I supposed to do a U-turn here? I think I'm supposed to do a U-turn. When you look inside the bus, the steering wheel really pops up above the dash. And I know that's going to sound really stupid, but I like big steering wheels in which I can see properly over the dash. It makes it a little bit more immersive because, when you're driving a real bus or any kind of vehicle, you can fucking see the steering wheel. There are some buses in this game, I don't know if it's a glitch, but it's almost like, like this. Like you can barely see the steering wheel. And it's just annoying. The other thing that I really like is just how clean the lines are inside, like the windowsill. There's not like a lot of stuff going on. The side mirror is very subtle. It's not that big. Some of the buses, there's a lot of shit going on the left-hand side there, and you can't see diddly squat. The other thing that's really neat is the two rear view mirrors that you have, and if you just gently poke to the right, you can see the other mirror. So, these are some of the superficial reasons why I enjoy this bus. And to me, it makes a big difference in how I enjoy the game. I'm a little bit less picky in American Truck Simulator because you can customize up and down, all that fun stuff, your seat, your steering wheel. There's DLC for steering wheels, but there's none of that going on in this game. Did I just lose money? Okay. Usually oh, it's for the maintenance. I was gonna say, generally you want to make money when you're working, but it's kind of like my YouTube channel. It costs me money to do YouTube. No, it doesn't. My channel's not that bad. But yeah, I just wanted to enjoy Angel Shores. I really do like the map. I didn't really get a chance to explore most of it, or any of it, except for the very top part of the map, because that's where you begin when you're doing the actual, story. The other thing I wanted to test out was running this game with my DSLR camera, because what happens is, as I've mentioned in some of my other videos playing other games, it does hit my computer decently hard with CPU usage because my computer is pretty old. And sometimes it's the difference between rock solid 60 FPS or 30 FPS in this case, and, having frames bouncing around all over the place. So when I play Truck Simulator, when I play this game, I can clearly have my webcam on. If I'm doing something like Microsoft Flight Simulator, even though I can run that really high settings at 30 FPS, I cannot have my webcam. It's just, that's the final nail in the coffin. When it comes to the bus, forget about it. I can't do it. But yeah, man, those pedestrians. I tell you, the traffic in general, like, I've been paying attention a lot to the AI and how competent they are. I'm just glad that the morons are on the sidewalk. Well, for the most part, until they jump in front of you. I'm glad that the people driving, though, are the competent ones. I mean, they'll wait for you. Look at that. Like, I was going, I wasn't going, I was going, and he kind of just... You know what I mean? He went along with that. He anticipated what I was going to do and reacted accordingly. Pedestrians don't do that. They're like, move, bitch, I'm coming through. And they just jump in there, and it's like, what? Again, the very jagged animation for the camera at the top right for people on the bus to make sure that they're all in there. No, we don't need those lights. Don't need that light. Makes the steering wheel look a little bit brighter when I turn it on. I'm just frickin' weird. Yes, I'm really enjoying this game. Like I said before, you know, a video game, in order to enjoy one, doesn't necessarily have to be challenging. It just needs to take the focus off of real life stresses and hardships that we all go through at different capacities. And it just needs to suck you in like a Hoover vacuum cleaner. Not that I have any hands-on experience with that, I just wanted to clarify. But as long as that game is enjoyable, then who cares if it's not even challenging? Okay, well that was a little bit challenging because my keyboard almost... Whoa! Okay, what's going on there? It's the force feedback. I must have hit a nasty pothole. And I do have strong... Let me just check. Let me see what we're at. Force feedback intensity is at 50%. Let's do 30. But it's an absolute joy to play this. It's so different than, you know, what I normally play with a steering wheel, American Truck Simulator. That's like my main go-to. But I can actually see this. I truly could, even though the map is a lot smaller than American Truck Simulator. They're completely different types of games, and I've mentioned this before. And I'll say it again in case the first time you're tuning into the channel. I like that I can hear some people, because I generally don't like people. So when I'm done with those people, I can just drop them off at the next stop. Or I could just run them over. Whereas American Truck Simulator is a lot more lonely. There's no one with you. I mean, there's mods, of course. You can have people there. But for the most part, it's pretty lonely. It's a completely different feel. I don't know what's going on there. I keep hitting the Z button. I don't know if it's activated or disactivated in terms of the speed limit. Oh. Yeah, see, that actually wasn't too bad. I wish there was a slider, to be honest, to reduce the amount of pedestrians or cars like you can do with the bus. I think that would be pretty neat. Because at this point, I would probably turn off more than half of them. This overall level will also translate to my campaign game as well. I just love how big the map is, and you know how you can choose to make your own routes. You don't have to make it so that every 5 seconds you've got to stop. That's kind of like maybe my biggest turnoff. See? He knows his role. You wait for the bus to go through. Oh. And it's pretty smooth. Again, it's pretty decent in terms of performance, which is the whole point, truly, about any of my playthroughs that I do. It's never about how good or bad I am at the game. It's not about how terrible the commentary is.
Hey, watch out!
Hey! It's just to showcase the game. Does it look like something you might enjoy? And if so, does it look like it's worth your dollar? Are the lines on the road magically lifting up in the air? Because they were kind of doing that on day one before any of the patches. Is there a lot of texture flickering? There is a little bit when it comes to bars for fences. Are pedestrians just floating in the air? Would you get a move on it? Don't ask me what that was. But yeah, the buses feel great. And it feels and looks different enough compared to the bus that I'll probably play both of them. And someday, if I'm fortunate enough to keep making money on YouTube and I'm in a position where I can save up some money and get my new computer, oh, it's going to be glorious. Because I want to be able to run this at 60 FPS. I want to be able to run Microsoft Flight Simulator at 60 FPS. Not that you need to run these kinds of games at 60 FPS. This isn't Forza Horizon. It's not Need for Speed. I'm not fooling myself. 60 is smoother. But I have to admit, this is very enjoyable, even at a lower frame rate. It really, really is. So it doesn't bother me as long as it's steady. But then again, even if you're at 60 and you drop by 5 or so FPS, you know, 60, 57, back to 60, that's still just as jarring as 30 down to 27. At least for me it is. So glad the mountains, all the shit in the background, doesn't look like it was drawn by a 2-year-old with pastel markers. Pastel markers I don't think exist, but they do now. Everything just looks really clean, really, really good. I know I keep harping on that comment a lot in every video that I make because I just couldn't get over one of the big YouTubers, and I forget who they are, honestly, or I would call them out, who was saying that the backgrounds are no better than they were in Bus Sim 18. Now, Bus Sim 18 was horrendous. In case you don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I'm talking about, you know, the horizon. Like that. Did he just pass me? He did. Wow. A smart cookie you are. I don't even know how much more to this bus route I've got. But I wanted to show you the outskirts of Angel Shores, kind of, you know, drive around it in the perimeter, so that if you don't own the game and you've played 18 and you're like, you know, what does it look like? What's the vibe? I'm in love. Absolutely adore this map and the European one. I forget what it's called. I just call it Euro Shores. I don't know what the hell it's called. I don't remember. I did a couple of hours ago, and now I just don't. I don't remember. But we've got 2 maps, and again, compared to 18, 18 was a really small, pissant-sized map. And then they gave us a DLC with an extra map, and it was poorly received. I don't remember what that reason was, but it was. A lot of people felt like that should have been implemented in the core game. People always think that. As long as the game is complete and it was well developed and, you know, I'm okay with paid DLC as long as it truly adds to the user experience and it doesn't feel like it's truly something that should have just been in the base game. Then I'm perfectly okay with it. Let me see how much more of this I've got. Oh, okay, I'm already... Oh, I thought I was all the way over here at Highlander Park. I thought I was at West Oakwood. I'm like, oh, I'm only there. So to just kind of recap, we started off over here. Remember, I was like right around here. And then I did like my little U-turn there. I did my little, you know, drive around. I went to this bus stop, turned around, and then I came back down over here. And we just did all of that. So it kind of showcases, you know, driving in a perimeter in this map, about how long that would take. I want to say maybe halfway around the map. So however long this video is right now, might as well go into... Oh, there you go. 15, 16 minutes. So there you go. It's probably like maybe a half hour around kind of thing. And I don't have that many stops either. It's not like I'm stopping every 2 seconds, right? Like I could have just chosen to just drive and do absolutely no routes or nothing like I did with the European map. But I wanted to actually play the game somewhat normally. As I'm hopping all over the curbs and... Yeah, so for anybody who even makes it this far into the video, you'll have to let me know, so like that one person. If you like this game, have you tried or heard of the bus? I truly feel like that's not going to be a competitor to this game. I feel like it's... I don't know, it's just different. Sorry, my keyboard fell because of the force feedback again. I know I should be signaling, but my keyboard's about to fall off my desk. No, I'll just leave it flat. It's because I kind of have it angled on a 45-degree angle, resting against my table and my phone stand. But whatever, I'll just leave it flat. Cars just kind of appear out of nowhere there, and they look like they're about to fall to the ground. A la Cyberpunk 2077. Except this game is nowhere near as broken as that. Not even frickin' close. Yeah, see how that car just appeared out of nowhere? And I do have the draw distance on high. So it's not a draw distance thing. It's just a rendering issue, I suppose you could call it. Oh, it is the last stop. Well, there you go. Now, just to make sure... Hey, what the hell's going on? I thought I... There we go. Alright, nobody's on my bus. And where exactly are we? Okay, we are at high... Okay, that's why. This is the beginning part of the game. Like, you start in this neck of the woods. So you know what? I might as well wrap it up. That's what she said. I'll just keep driving for a little bit more. Maybe like another couple of minutes. Sometimes I find the cars as fairly smart as they are, they'll just kind of sit there when nothing's going on sometimes, or at least when it feels like there's nothing going on. I feel like I have to honk at them. I don't know if they're too busy checking out the girls that are jogging or what, but that does happen sometimes. See, he waited. I thought he was going to bash into me, but he didn't. Now, if there was... I don't know if there's dynamic weather. I don't even remember. But if there was dynamic weather and seasons and stuff like that, that would be pretty badass. But I don't think that's in this game. I know there's dynamic weather and different weather options for the bus. There's dynamic weather in American Truck Simulator. You can't choose the weather, but... although I think that should be an option. But in this one, I don't know. I don't recall ever seeing it rain. That might have been too much to add for the game. I don't know. But for a sunny day, there sure are a lot of water puddles. I hit the Z button, I can't tell. Ah, whatever. Man, those birds are loud as fuck. Is there a nest on the roof? What's going on there? Those are some loud-ass birds. Probably need to tweak the ambient sounds. These seem to be slightly overpowering. Let me... I don't think that makes a difference, to be honest. There's nobody here, there's nobody on my bus, but... watch. Made a liar out of me. The last time I did that, I actually got a little bit of XP for doing that. Guy had his tunes cranked up. Anyhow. I think I am gonna end it here. I think this is a long enough of a video. So as always, if you liked it, go ahead, give it a thumbs up. Yeah, that's right, I disappeared. It does greatly help support the channel with the algorithm. And if you didn't like the video, go ahead, give it a thumbs down, and I'll stuff your face in that puddle of water. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, I mean, naturally, that would be great. But if not, thanks for stopping by anyways. Take care, and perhaps I shall see some of you in the next video. Bye for now.